Hey everyone, my name is Nate, and in this tutorial, I'll be showing you step-by-step how to build a professional looking website. Now, what's great about this is that you don't have to be a web developer or know how to code in order to be able to build a professional looking website in a very quick amount of time. So this will be a more condensed tutorial, but if you're looking for those hour-long or 2-hour-long WordPress tutorials, we will be releasing those later in the coming weeks. But this is going to be a condensed, most important parts of building a website to get you from where you are now without a site to getting you to a fully built out site as fast as possible. So follow along. I'll leave some of the show notes down below as well as some different timestamps. So let's get started here. But if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more videos like this. So let me take you into my computer and let's get started with this. All right, so for this tutorial, we'll be using a website called HostGator, which is a hosting service that you need to host your website on. You certainly don't have to use HostGator, but it is the one that we're going to be using for this video. So if you want to follow along, I'll leave a link down in the description below, but we can just click on Get Started here, and you can start for as low as $2.75 per month. We do have some other reviews on some different hosting services if you want to go through and kind of sort through them and find the one that might be the best fit for you. But let's just click Get Started here, and then we're going to see 3 different options for hosting our website. So at the lowest tier, we have the hatchling plan, which we can get for as low as $2.75 per month. And then we also have the baby plan and the business plan as well. For this tutorial, I'll just be using the cheapest option here, which is the hatchling plan for $2.75 per month. But you probably will notice that there will be some upsells along the way, and this is where we're at right now, which is going through the process of choosing our domain, choosing our hosting plan, signing up with certain information that we need, and then deciding on how long of a plan we're looking for. So for choosing a domain here, as I'm highlighting up top here, you can see hostgator.com. That is the domain that we are on right now. HostGator's domain is hostgator.com. Sometimes you'll see like mcdonalds.com. That's a domain. So you need to find your domain. If you already own one, you can just click over here on I already own this domain. But if you need to register a new one, we can just type in here and let's find a domain. Let's say for this, let's say nateobryanwebsite.com is going to be our domain that we will use for this new website that we're creating. So we'll see if it's available. It looks like it is available as a primary domain. So that's pretty great to see. And then we also, it looks like they're running this special offer at the moment, which is giving us that free 1-year domain registration on select annual plans. So we are getting a nice discount there. We're getting that free domain for a year. HostGator runs a number of different promotions depending on the time in the year at the moment. So, you know, maybe you'll see something different. Maybe you won't see this free domain for the first year, but they might be running some other promos as well. And I'll try to keep those updated down below in the description under this video if I find any that come along. Now, we want to look right here at domain privacy. Domain privacy protection is very important in my personal opinion, although I think many people would agree with that. I would highly suggest you try to make sure that this box is checked. So it's going to save you a lot of headache. You're going to have way less spam coming at you from every direction. If you don't have this privacy protection, it's just going to create a mess for you. Now, I will note that some countries outside of the United States don't have this as an option. So if you find yourself not seeing that box, don't worry about it. Some countries just don't allow you to have that. Let's go down here and let's look at the hosting plans that are available. So as I said earlier, we're going to go with the hatchling plan, right? This is the cheapest option. If you want to just kind of go out guns blazing right away and try to fire up a big website, you can go with the baby or the business plan. But, you know, for this tutorial, we'll keep it simple, go with the hatchling plan. And you know what, let's just go for 12 months actually, instead of the 36 months. It's going to be cheaper upfront, although per month, when you average it out over the years, it's going to be more expensive to go with a shorter period of time, like the 12-month. But maybe I don't want to sink tons of money into it right away. I just want to sink maybe enough for the website for 1 year instead of 3 years. So let's go with that for this. And then we're just going to have to enter in our username and our security PIN that we're going to create. So once I did that, then we're going to enter in our billing information. I think this is pretty straightforward, so let's just kind of keep moving on to the 4th section here. All right, so now we are at section number 4, which is adding additional services. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't think all of these are necessary. Some of them are actually pretty nice, like the professional email is actually pretty nice, but not everybody wants all of these, right? Maybe I don't want to say like essentials. Maybe you know what, let's just not go with the professional email for now, and let's say I don't want the site backup either. These are all going to be upsells that they're going to try to hit you with. The SSL certificate, I think, is very important. They do have a free one, but I just want to spend a little bit more money on this, which is going to be $3 and 33 cents a month for that. So, you know, they are hitting you with those upsells. Some of them are worth it, but hey, if you're just starting your website and you want to keep it super simple, you can certainly just not have any of those and still get by with a professional looking website. Now we're getting down here to section number 5, which is entering in a coupon code. So we actually got a coupon code for you guys. It's Santrel Media. You don't have to use it, but if you enter it, you'll notice that you'll end up saving about $60 for that. So, you know, it's kind of a win-win. Sometimes HostGator will give us a commission when we get people to sign up for it. A lot of different companies will try to get us to do this, but we genuinely do like HostGator, and you know, it is a win-win for everyone. So if you want to enter the code, you certainly can, but don't feel pressured to in any way. I mean, I make these videos because we enjoy making them, but it also does help support the channel. So once we've entered in all of that information, we'll see that our total cost comes out to about $122. But you know what? Let's say we want to make this cheaper. Let's actually get rid of this SSL certificate and see how low that price is going to be. And now it's looking at about $80 for a 12-month plan for a website. So this is what? This is about $6.67 per month. I don't know if I did that math right in my head, but I'm pretty sure I did. So for $6.67 per month, we can have a professional looking website hosted with HostGator on the internet live for pretty cheap. I mean, what? This is the price of maybe a cheeseburger, maybe a Big Mac. I don't know, maybe you get the 2 for $5 Whopper at Burger King. I'm not sure what you're into, but either way, it's pretty inexpensive to have a website on the internet for $80 for an entire year. And you're probably going to see these prices fluctuate. If you go through this process and you see that your number is higher or lower, don't fret about this. There's just a lot of different situations where these can be different prices, but it should be somewhere in the range of what we're looking at here. So just click this box once you obviously read their terms of service and their cancellation policy and their privacy policy. I would suggest reading that over. Once you do that, then you can just click on checkout now. So let me do that, and then let's go into the important part of this, which is actually building the website here. All right, so here we are on the next page that they threw us into. The payment has been completed, and it's going to take a little bit of time to set up your account. So don't worry if this takes more than a few minutes. Sometimes I've seen this take a little bit longer, up to 30 minutes. So it looks like they're building our HostGator account at the moment. If you want to just take a break now, you know, you go get a cup of coffee or something, come back to it, and then you're going to get ready to build out your site. Now, here we are. It loaded actually pretty quickly, and now we are on HostGator's dashboard here. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to end up clicking over on Marketplace over on the left, but definitely get familiar with the dashboard here. So let's actually just click on View Your Dashboard here. And this is our dashboard. We're going to see different options here. You know, we can add the SSL. I'll show you how to do that in a different video, but let's click up here on Marketplace, because now we're going to actually install WordPress, which is going to be how we're going to build our site. WordPress is totally free. Once you already paid for HostGator, you're not going to have to worry about paying for WordPress. It's open source. And so we're just going to go through this process here. Click on Site Builder and CMS. And then from here, we're going to click on WordPress, which, as you can see, like I said, is free. Okay. So now that we're at this point, this is where we are going to be installing WordPress. So WordPress is by far the best option for building a website, in my opinion. There's plenty of other ways to do it as well. But if you're using HostGator, I think it matches really well with something like WordPress. So let's just click on Nate O'Brien website here, right? So we hit the drop down, click on Nate O'Brien website. Now let's go and click on Next. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to have to just fill in some information here, right? So our blog title, the admin user, first name, last name, admin email. In this situation here, this is actually where we are creating our WordPress account. So make sure that you do remember this information. It's going to be pretty important to do this. Let's say blog title is Nate O website, admin user is going to be, let's just say Nate O, first name Nate, and last name O'Brien, and then we're going to have to add my email as well, and then we're going to click on install. Make sure you read their terms of service as well, of course, which is an important step in the process here. And then we're going to click on install WordPress. Okay, so let's just do this now. Okay, and then this is actually going to take you a little bit of time as well. So don't worry, of course, if it takes you a little bit longer, but now it looks like it came up relatively quickly. I actually skipped forward about 2 minutes here to wait for it to load. You're going to see your username and your password. These are going to be important. These are your installation details. Make sure that you write these down, maybe just take a picture of it or something. You can change these later, but this is how you're actually going to be able to log into WordPress. So you have your username, which is Nate O, which is my username, and then they gave me this big, long password that I'm going to save. Maybe I'll copy and paste it, and then I will go to log in. Now, we can just click on login if we want to, but let me actually just copy this here, and just copy it to my clipboard, and then I'm going to click on login. This takes us to our WordPress login here. Okay, so enter in that information that they just gave you on the previous page. So my username is Nate O. I'll paste my password here, right? Okay, so this part seems to be pretty straightforward. And then, you know what, let's just have it remember me for now. And then I'll click on login. All right, so no, I don't want them to save that. That email does look correct for now. Of course, you can go back and you can change all of this information later if you would like to. But this here is our WordPress dashboard. Something to keep in mind is that if you want to get to your WordPress dashboard and you don't want to have to go through HostGator every time, you can go up here. And if you just type in your domain and then / wp-admin, just how it looks here, this is going to take you to your WordPress login, right? So if you're trying to get back to this page that we're at right now, just type in your domain and then / wp-admin to get to that. Okay, so let me just X out of some of these things here that are cluttering up my WordPress dashboard. I just don't like having all this clutter here. And then we can see too here, it says that our site is currently displaying a coming soon page. So once you're ready to launch your site, we can click here. So let me click here. And automatically now our site is live, which means that if we go to nateobryanwebsite.com, it's going to be our website. So let me actually minimize this. I already went to it to just kind of check up on it. But yeah, if we click refresh here, this is our website, right? Our website is live on the internet. You can go to it right now. If you've been following along in this tutorial, we go to nateobryanwebsite.com, and this is our website. It looks pretty janky. Doesn't look very good, right? I mean, honestly, it looks terrible, but we have to start somewhere, right? So it's pretty cool. I mean, this is a live website on the internet that anybody can access. And you've already gotten this far, but there's a couple things that I think are really important if you want to make this look like a very professional website in a relatively short period of time. So what I'm going to do now is we're actually going to go over and we are going to click on Appearance. Okay, so let's actually hover over Appearance and then click on Themes, and then we'll add new theme right here. Okay, and from here, we can browse a number of themes that are available on WordPress that are free themes to use. So let me just kind of scroll through here. You know, I like Elementor. I've used it before. We can go through and we can find ones that maybe we think would be a nice theme. So let's actually just search for one that I've used quite often, which is Astra. Astra is one of the most popular WordPress themes. It is free. They have a pro version, but it is free. So let me click on Install. And once it installs, then we're going to have to actually click Activate. It should be pretty quick. So let's click Activate now. Okay, and now it has been activated, which means that actually, let's go back and let's visit our site and let's see how it's looking. So minimize this, go back to nateobryanwebsite.com. Let's hit the refresh button and see how it looks. We're going to be doing this quite a bit just to kind of like see our progress, and look how it changed right there, right? So this is the Astra theme. It's already starting to look a little bit better. I mean, it still doesn't look like a very good website, but we're starting to get there, right? This is the Astra theme. So let's go back here and let's start to touch up this website a little bit more. So now what we're going to do is let's actually go and let's start to add some different pages here. If you want to, so look, so right here we just have the sample page, right? But let's add some more. Let's add maybe a blogs or a contact or something else along here up at the top so that we can kind of create this navigation center for our website. All right, so let's go back and let's click on Pages, okay? So we click on Pages. And we're going to see a couple of pages that have already been created for us. With HostGator, it looks like they already installed WP Forms, which, you know, for now, I don't want that. I do find it to be a decent plugin, but for now, I'm just going to trash it. And then sample page as well. I'm going to trash that one too. I just don't want that right now to clutter up my WordPress dashboard. The privacy policy, that is an important step in most websites, but we're not going to touch on that right now. You can fill that out. We'll maybe talk about that in separate videos. Okay, so let's go up and let's hover over New, and then let's click on Page. Okay, so we're creating a new page. And the first one, I think we're going to need a home page, we're going to need a blog, we're going to need a contact page. Let's just wait for this to load here, and then I'll start creating some of these pages, okay? So let's X out this right here, just trying to get through some navigation. And for this, you know, let's just make a blog page, right? Because maybe Nate O'Brien website is going to be primarily a blog. Click Publish again. It's going to update it, okay? And now let's go back. Let's click on the WordPress logo here. We're going to go back, and then we're going to add another page here. So click Add New. And now let's add another one. Okay, so let's say products. Products is going to be one of our other pages. Click publish again. It's going to update, click back on the WordPress logo, rinse and repeat, right? And maybe do this for as many new pages as you want to create for that navigation bar up top. If you're creating a post, that can be different. I'll show you how to do that as well. If you're creating like blog posts, that's not going to be a page. So for this, let's say contact, going to be a pretty important, straightforward page here. So we'll publish that. And then we'll go back here. So I think that's probably good. We probably should add a home page as well, but let's just kind of brush over that right now, okay? So now let's check up on this website again, click refresh, and now we can see, boom, in the upper right corner, we have blog, contact, and products. So we're getting somewhere, right? I mean, the NATO website still looks terrible, but we're getting there. In about 10 minutes so far, we've already gotten this far. So now what I want to do here is we're actually going to go and hover over plugins here, and we're going to add a new plugin. But let's just click on plugins to see what we have for now. But let's go up here, let's click add new. And these are going to be some pretty important plugins. The first one is going to be Elementor. This is going to be, essentially, it makes WordPress like a drag and drop feature for building your website. So like if you've seen Squarespace or Wix, it reminds me very much of that. The Elementor page builder, it is free. It does have a free version, but it also has a pro version. I mean, you can see here 5+ million active installations. It's one of the most popular page builders. You can use Elementor or you can use Divi. Both I find to be very great. The good thing about Elementor is that they have that free version, so that is a pretty good benefit there, right? So we're going to install it, and then we'll have to go and click on activate to get this Elementor page builder. This is probably the most important plugin that you're going to see in this video, although there will be some other plugins that I do want to show you as well. They're going to throw us into this little thing about welcome to Elementor. Let's just X out of that for now. And here we are. Let's go to pages actually. And I just want to do one more thing before we kind of jump the gun here, and that's going to be actually adding a home page, which is going to be pretty important. I actually just forgot to do that. So we're going to add a home page because we're going to start building out our home page for the website to make it look like this beautiful website, right? So let's view the page here, just check up on it, see how it's looking. Okay, so here's the home page, right? These are out of order up in the upper right, but we'll fix that at some point. Let's go up here and click customize though, because I want to change the layout here. I don't like this sidebar. I just think it looks like 2012. So let's get rid of that sidebar, right? So I clicked up on customize, and I just have to wait for it to load for a second. And now let's say that I don't like that sidebar, right? I can click on sidebar here. So let me click on it here, and let's we can decide if we want no sidebar, left sidebar, right sidebar. Let's say no sidebar, right? I don't want a sidebar, and click publish, and there we go, right? So now we don't have a sidebar, and we can start to mess around with different things as well. You know, I would suggest going through this and just kind of looking at each one of these, right? So let's go down to homepage settings, and we can alter this. So our homepage displays, we want it to be a static page instead of just our latest posts. So we're going to click static page. So we want our homepage to display the homepage, right? This is pretty important. And then we want our post page to probably display our blog. So let's click down here on post, and let's display our blog for the post page. And for the home page, we have home. This is a pretty important step that some people get caught up on, and they don't understand how to organize their website. Okay, so now that we've done this, I do suggest, like I said, just kind of going through and learning about these different things. But down here, you can see these 3 different options, right? Here's tablet, here's mobile, right? So I just clicked on the little phone icon down there. This is what your site looks like in mobile, okay? So you can check that out. Well, a lot of websites are visited on phones these days. I know some websites have more traffic from phones than they have from websites or from desktop, but just kind of go through this and look through each one of these, right? Look at the header, look at global, homepage settings, widgets, menus, footer, right? Go through and just sort of learn your way around this so that you can find out, you know, the best settings for yourself, for your website. We can't go over each and every one because we're trying to keep this video as concise as possible. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's actually start to build out this home page because it looks pretty blank right now. So let's go back to dashboard here, okay, and let us let's start to build a page here. Okay, so we hover over pages. Let's actually just click on it here. And here are our current pages at the moment. So let's click on home here. Let's open up the home page so that we can start building that out. So let's click on edit. And from here, you can certainly edit your page just like on WordPress like this. Like I can just start typing and you'll see this pop up. But it's going to look very newspapery, very like 1995. So what we want to do to make it look really nice is click on edit with Elementor up here. with this blue button. And now it's going to load Elementor Page Builder, which is super cool. Like I said, this is like the most important tool that you're going to find that you're installing for WordPress, and they have this free version. We're using the free version for this tutorial, so don't feel inclined that you have to upgrade to the pro version, although the pro version I think is about $50 a year, so it's pretty inexpensive. But from here we can just drag and drop things, right? So let's say that we want to drag and drop a video, right? Let's say we want to drag and we'll just put a video here. So right there, we just added a video, right? It was that simple. We just literally dragged a video over. We can delete it if we want to. That was a pretty large video. We can add different things as well, right? So we can go down here, go through and start to learn your way around Elementor. I think we're actually releasing a tutorial, like a 1 or 2 hour tutorial showing you how to use Elementor, right? So we just added a button here. You can mess around with it and start to learn about it quite a bit to see how you can build your site as best as possible. This is still going to be kind of a process though of having to go through this, right? So I'm just messing around with the button here. I would suggest checking out that full in-depth Elementor tutorial. Hopefully we'll have that out sometime this week or next week if you want to really kind of get to a really good understanding of what each and every feature is available with Elementor. But this is going to be probably the easiest way to build out your website. But you know, while this can be very customizable, if we want to go with a quicker route, right? If we want to go with something that's essentially a template that we can install, which is going to be faster than just using Elementor alone, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so let's click up here and let's actually go back to our WordPress dashboard, because what we're going to do now is we're going to install a theme, and this is going to be a free theme that we can get, which is going back to the plugins section here. Okay, so hover over plugins, let's add a new plugin here, and this plugin that we're going to be adding is called Envato. So Envato also has free versions. You don't have to pay for them. You'll find that most WordPress plugins have like a free version and then they have a paid version, and in a lot of cases you can still use the free version and get away with it, right? So let's activate Envato here, and then we'll see it pop up here. And I might be skipping around a little bit, but let's click over on Elements here. I'm trying to make this video as concise as possible. Let's click on Elements, and let's look at our free template kits that we have, okay? So from here, these are our free templates that we can install, and we can essentially just fast track our website to make our website look like this very quickly. So we can click Install Kit here, right? We can view the kit. And this is what we're looking at. Okay, so let's say, you know, I like these look really cool. So I want to just make this into my home page. So we'll go back to pages here, and we will go back to edit with Elementor on our home page. So we're going back to where we were previously when I was showing you how to use Elementor, right? So we're on a home page, we're going to build this out, but now we see this green button up here, which is the Envato element symbol. So when we click on that, we'll see our installed templates, right? So we have this cybersecurity template, and we can click on View Installed Kit, right? And let's say that from here, I really like this design, Home 1, Home 2. Let's say that I want to insert Home 2 template. So I click on it, and it starts to import. It might just take a little bit of time. I have pretty slow internet here at the moment. So once this loads, this is going to essentially, our website is going to look like this, and we can just start to edit and modify the wording, right? So boom, just there like that. Our website looks so much more filled out already. We can click Update, and actually what I'll do is I'll go back to nateobryanwebsite.com. We'll click Refresh, because this is the live website here, right? So I just clicked Refresh here, and now, whoa, our website looks way different, way fancier with just a couple of clicks of a button. Obviously, the wording's not correct. I mean, the wording just looks completely off. This is talking about cybersecurity of some type, and we're talking about Nate O'Brien website, which is something totally different. But this template allows us to essentially just change words. We can change different ideas, buttons, add pictures, change the backgrounds, but it gives us something to work with, which I find to be so useful, especially for beginners. And if you're in sort of a time crunch, or you just don't really want to have to deal with building a website from scratch, we can import these templates. And let's say I want to change this instead of whatever that just said. And let's just say I want to make the title Nate O'Brien, right? Something, something, right? So I can do that super easily by just adding and deleting things from this pre-built template that was free from Envato Elements. So I'll leave a link down below for Envato Elements as well. You can just access it through your WordPress dashboard already if you'd like to. But see, we can modify these buttons as well, right? Instead of saying click here, maybe you want to say something else, we can add a link as well. So it's really, really useful to have these templates. Let me just change this up. Let's say learn more instead of click here. You probably do want to change up the templates quite a bit, just so that you're not kind of like looking like a copy and paste website that other people might be making. But yeah, this is probably the best way to build a website as fast as possible. And you can essentially rinse and repeat this process for different pages that you have for your website. So if we just clicked over on that little thing right there, look, we can just X out of this, right? We can hover over the X out of that. Maybe we don't want those, right? Maybe we don't like this section of the template, just X out of that. And you kind of see what I'm doing here. We can move this one around, right? So we can drag it below, drag it above. Super simple though. Drag and drop feature with Elementor is going to be one of the best features with building a WordPress website with HostGator. Okay, so start to just get to know this. Like I said earlier, I would suggest checking out that Elementor tutorial that should be coming out at some point. Then we can go here, we can save it as a template or save as a draft if we would like to. If we don't want to make it live right away, we can just do that. It'd be pretty simple to do that, right? But those are the biggest features from that. Those are the biggest kind of takeaways from building a website with WordPress using HostGator, Elementor, Envato Elements. Those are the biggest plugins that you can use. I would suggest checking out a longer form video. We'll give kind of like a 1 or 2 hour tutorial showing you how to build a website if you want to learn more about all of this. We try to keep this as fast as possible. If you found value in it, I really appreciate all your support. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and do check out the show notes down below for some timestamps and some different information. So thanks for watching the video, and I'll see everybody in next week's video.